Fred and George are basically just Merry and Pippin. You might have some questions to ask today. I'm gonna answer them all. I'm really excited about this video, and yeah, it's just a theory I thought. Yeah, it's basically just the same character and the same stories. And yeah, today we're doing a three-way collaboration of all the things on my channel. Got Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings, and I'm wearing a Baby Yoda t-shirt, so that's Star Wars too. Fred and George are probably my favorite comic relief out of any story in history, and Merry and Pippin play a very different route. I'd say Fred and George is a little bit more screen time maybe, but I didn't do research because, come on now, what the hell do you expect? Hey, come on. So yeah, Merry and Pippin are a lot of story, but first I want to talk about their relation to the main characters. Fred and George have a very good relation to Harry Potter. I mean, they grew up together at school. They're not actually growing up, but at Hogwarts, of course. And I should mention this is spoilers for all the Harry Potters and Lord of the Rings. Merry and Pippin more or less grew up with Frodo, more in their 20s and 30s, but Hobbit's ages are obviously much different.
No one's died in you.
I usually that happened a little earlier than I thought, but yeah. So basically, I also just want to say they are some of the best comic relief, and when they act in the story, they are very similar, like this.
No one's died in years. Someone will vanish occasionally, but they'll turn up in a month or two.
Yes, very, very comforting, Fred and George. And of course, this is my favorite line from Pippin, which is a lot comic relief related. Merry is a little less comic relief, but they're still just copies of the same character. And Fred and George are obviously twins, and then Merry and Pippin have a bit differentiation, but still more or less the same.
What about breakfast?
You've already had it.
We've had one, yes. What about second breakfast?
That line from Pippin and the face is just so wonderful. Obviously, it's not the whole scene, but yeah, copywriting is a thing, help me. So yeah, it's also, I'd say, a big thing where they were together with their kind of their team, like the main character, initially in helping, but they kind of take a back seat. Like, the Golden Trio obviously go and hunt Horcruxes, and obviously Fred and George aren't there then, but through the whole school, all of the things they need help with, which I'll talk about in a second now. And it's kind of similar with Frodo and Sam, where they kind of take a back seat later, and yeah, they kind of, it's also a trio if you include Gollum, but yeah, they take a back seat later when Frodo and Sam obviously split up the Fellowship and kind of go to Mount Doom alone. And now we'll kind of talk about where they initially, I mean, Fred and George literally fight in the Battle of Hogwarts, which of course the most sad moment, genuinely, I believe, in all of Harry Potter happens when Fred Weasley dies. The Weasleys were always such a core part of the story, and his death was probably the most sad death in all of Harry Potter. But yeah, they risked their lives at some point, but then obviously there's different points where they weren't part of it. Same with Merry and Pippin. I mean, they literally got kidnapped from Amon Hen when the three hunters had to form and so on, and they went to Isengard and the Ents rousing and so on. If you don't know about that, I'll tell you in a second. Okay, let's cover everything I just mentioned. Merry and Pippin basically split up after Boromir, part of the Fellowship, dies. If you didn't know, someone in the Fellowship dies, if you did not know. So basically, they get kidnapped by the Uruk-hai, which are like orcs, and they get taken to Isengard, and they escape. They make it to Fangorn Forest, and they rouse the Ents to go destroy Isengard. That's just a brief summary, but I'm not going to go over everything now. And with Fred and George Weasley, they obviously split. They just stay at Hogwarts, kind of fighting off what Hogwarts kind of became corrupt, and they stayed there fighting off all of the evil characters there. Since I have two audiences, I have Lord of the Rings fans, I have Harry Potter fans, mostly Lord of the Rings fans, so I'm explaining the Harry Potter one a little more fluently. And in the meantime, Frodo and Sam on Lord of the Rings side were going to destroy the ring on their own, since when the Fellowship split, they went another way. And basically, so Harry, Hermione, and Ronald Weasley were hunting Horcruxes when, which is something that helps the evil Dark Lord. If you guys don't know, helps Voldemort. If you don't know who Voldemort is, you're hopeless. Anyway, so yeah, while Fred and George are kind of fighting at Hogwarts with a few other main characters, but that's not important right now. I do really think I have proven my point why Fred and George and Merry and Pippin are the same. And you can kind of just get the feel in the story. Big group of people, kind of small, two ginger hair people that are kind of comic relief. Very similar to each other, more or less the same age. Merry and Pippin are not brothers, but they're so close friends that they basically are. And Fred and George are, of course, brothers. So yeah, and as I said, I've described the roles they play in the story are very similar. Harry Potter is very much based off of Lord of the Rings, so I do think J.K. Rowling might have made some links to that, which is the author of Harry Potter. For those of you who don't know, so thank you guys so much for watching. If you can, please consider subscribing. That would be absolutely amazing. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Bye.